Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Matt Ritter.
I'm Aaron Karo.
Guys, go to manoftheyearpodcast.com. Check out our merch. Karo's wearing our hat. Go to our YouTube. Look at our pretty faces. Go to audible.com/the buddy system to listen to our amazing audiobook about how to make friends and maintain friends and start traditions like we have. Karo, one of our best tips is something that I want to talk about again today because it's probably the one that I get the most comments about of like, wow, that's a great rubric. We're trying to give people systems. We call it T.C.S. Text, call, see. People are always like, how often should I see my friends? I don't know when to see my friends. When should I call? Well, we made up an entirely invented standard: text once a week, call once a month, see in real life once a quarter. We believe that if you stick to these guidelines, you'll have healthy social fitness. You'll have a good friendship flow going. So we wanted to just kind of talk about it again because, first of all, it's probably been a while. A lot of new listeners haven't heard it. But, second of all, how do you do that? And do we like this? Do we want to change it since we've talked about it? Do we want to, talk about why it works?
We should also shout out our friend Samuel Graham Felsen, who wrote about it in New York Times Magazine and has been speaking about it on several podcasts. It takes the guesswork out of seeing your buddies. Also, I think it's fair to say it's not an exact science. If you text your buddy every 8 days instead of every 7 days, that's fine. We're just trying to give you some guidelines of how often you should be talking to your friends, because some guys think, Matt, oh, I haven't talked to, Jim in 6 months. And it's like, whatever, we just catch up. Like, no, like that's not a friendship.
For some reason, Karo's default, I guess everybody has a different default imaginary person. Karo's is always Jim or Jimmy. I just noticed that. I don't know why. Do I have one? Who's mine?
I don't know. You don't really do it.
Yeah, you always go to imaginary Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah, because we don't know any Jimmys, so I just feel like it's not going to be about anybody.
Oh.
I think we should talk about it, and then I think you're right to ask, should we update it?
Well, I want to get back into the the why of it first of all.
Please.
We don't have any defaults for friendship. Again, we talked about when you're younger, friendships everywhere. You're in the dorms, you're in college, or whatever, first job. You're just seeing people on such a regular basis. You don't need these. You don't need these, right? When friendship is everywhere, fine. You don't need any of this stuff. But it's healthy to start baking it in before you get to a point where you no longer have them, right? Because someday, many of our listeners, they wake up at 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, whatever, and go, I don't have any friends anymore. What happened? Well, you didn't bake in any default consistency. So now you are guessing, right? Karo just said we're taking the guesswork out of it. Now you're just guessing and grasping at straws for, man, when I don't even know when I'm going to see my friend next. I don't even know when I'm going to why would I know? How would I know? So we're just giving you a box to put it in because there isn't any.
Yeah, because it's guys are not so great at the whole keeping in touch, making plans thing. And guys may think you're not supposed to talk to your buddies all the time, or it's weird to text your friends. I mean, anything but sports stuff, or you don't need to see them in person, or you have your wife, so it doesn't matter.
Right. These are all our friendship myths, and they're all wrong. We've proven them wrong over time.
Yeah.
And we all just assume that these things are going to happen if we don't do anything about them. They're not. It's not going to happen organically. And so, we actually, for sure, I know everybody who's kind of instituted this rubric, it's working for them. But I guess let's talk about from obviously easiest to hardest, right? I think the text is the easiest.
Text is the easiest, but also the most frequent.
Right. So is it easier to text once a week? Is it harder to call once a month, or is it harder to see Yeah, which one's the easiest? Is it easiest to text once a week, or is it easiest to call once a month, or is it easiest to see once a quarter?
Call's got to be the hardest one. Call's the one that I always would maybe put an asterisk next.
Yeah.
But I think the call part is a little bit more aspirational than, if you end up seeing your buddy twice in a quarter or 3 times a quarter, I'll take that over the call.
Agreed. I would agree with that, but I do think, the calls help in terms of tone, emotion, feelings, laughter. It's just, there's no tone. It's just hard, there's a little more human feeling to, the call.
Versus a text.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But just that, like, guys, I mean, I think guys understand texting. They understand seeing someone, but like, they're not really like, no one's, what percentage of the world do you think are Matts and what or percentage are Karos?
In terms of who calls?
Just people who like to chit chat.
Of men who chit chat in a day? 50-50? I don't know.
50-50.
I have no idea.
50% Matts in this world?
Yeah.
The world would burn.
No, I think a lot of men. JMC likes to chit chat.
Yeah, how was you haven't mentioned him in a while. How was your chit chat frequency?
We have a daily chit chat usually.
Daily?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of chit. How long's the average chit chat?
10 minutes.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. But I think I don't know. We'd have to do a poll.
Should we give him a shout? I just bought us a backpack.
Yeah, what is it for?
So our friend Jeremy has a backpack company called Tortuga Backpacks.
Yeah, shout out Tortuga. Great backpacks.
Great backpacks. He designs them and himself, and they're super popular. And I just bought the Day Carry Pro, I believe, and they're great.
But what'd you buy it for?
I need a new backpack.
No, I'm saying, are you going on a trip for Bermuda?
Oh, yeah.
For Aruba?
I know you did that on purpose, and I find that insulting. Yes, I am going to Aruba next week, and you are correct. Yes.
Are you going to bring it?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. But anyway, I also feel like the text and the calls are also filling in the gaps in between you seeing someone in person. Right?
Yes. Well, I was going to say, like, for men, you could do T.C.S, right? Okay. Like what you're saying is true, right? If there's some guys are not phone call guys, so they just may be TTS, text C.
Text C. I do think
right. I'm saying we may need to update it for the men who are just like, I can't call somebody once a month. Like that's not happening.
But let me just walk back what I said about the calling thing. I do think we should be encouraging phone call behavior.
Yeah.
Like we can't let our guys be like, well, they don't. I mean, I had a call somewhere to make a reservation the other day. They didn't take, open table. And I got that Gen Z pang of like, oh God, I have to call someone.
Oh, you never call to make resis?
I mean, what, you call to make resis?
Usually.
I mean, up until recently, I don't know if you still do, you were calling for food delivery.
No.
Yes. I've been maybe not like in the past year, but at least a few years ago, you would call.
Yeah. Or before the apps were, readily.
No. You mid-app, you were still.
Well, no, because there were places that weren't on it. Like my favorite Chinese food place, they weren't on.
Right.
But I also haven't had Chinese in like 2 years since.
Because you've always eaten healthy your entire life. Salmon for every meal.
For the past decade, we'll say.
Yeah. Anyway, I do think that men should be calling their buddies and just a quick check-in. Did you watch the game? Etc. Like we shouldn't let them off the hook.
Calls to make.
Say that again, Matt.
This episode's reminding me I've got some people I got to call.
Yeah, I just don't think we should let people off the hook.
Right, but I was just suggesting if we are revising it, does it make sense to just go, okay, well, if you can't do TCS, do TTS.
Yeah, that's fair. And texting, like I think most guys are on text chains with their buddies or texting their buddies. Are you okay with just a surface level?
Yeah, I think texts are to keep the friendships alive and warm.
So they're kind of like friendship defibrillators or
Totally. Just like
friendship
keeping it,
dialysis.
yeah, dialysis, just keeping it alive. But I look, I think it's good to like throw in, you know, random big stuff, you know?
What do you mean big stuff on the text?
Yeah, like gotta, like when you text about people's promotions on our text chains, I think it's good.
Be the herald.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good to just how you doing? How's the wife? How's the
Right.
kids?
The purpose of that text chain is low pressure continuity.
And do you still feel like text weekly is the right frequency?
I do, yeah.
I mean, because text daily is probably unrealistic. And
No. Text
yeah,
weekly is hard.
yeah, text weekly is a
Weeks go
good.
quick, you know?
Weeks go quick. Life goes fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so we said text weekly. We're saying call monthly, which I think is ambitious but directionally correct.
And I think it's, again, about maintaining those good feelings, sharing things, sharing updates. I also just don't, I guess part of it is I don't want the C part of it, text call C. I don't want the C to just be a catch up.
Okay.
So if you haven't done the T and you haven't done the S, I'm sorry, if you haven't done the T and you haven't done the C, the S tends to fall into this just catch up hangout, which is really what we don't want.
Hold on. You don't want the C to be a catch up. You don't want the S to be a catch up.
No, I'm saying the C in real life. I'm
Oh,
saying the hang.
well, the problem is it's T.C.S, but the S
Yes.
stands for C. Shit, I never
Sorry.
even thought about that.
Sorry. Yeah. The text and the call, I want them to be enough so that the hangout in real life isn't just a catch up. I mean, that's been a problem is that people are just catching up and it doesn't feel like a good friendship dynamic to just see your friend every couple months and just get a, bullet point update on what's going on.
What's the opposite of a catch up? Like what would you a move forward?
Yeah, being in the moment, right? Like actually having that hang be about the present, not the past.
What did Tony Soprano say?
Uh, remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
Okay, I
And
think we
we
got
say old friends, new memories.
old friends, new memories. I think let's coin something instead of a catch up. What should we be endeavoring for?
Uh, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to say you should be living your life with your friends. I don't
Right.
know. What's a good?
Uh, hmm. Because you want because I'm almost trying to think of like what else do people do besides catch up?
I mean, they hang out.
But what do you even talk about?
Well, I guess you talk about your day, your week, but that shouldn't be all of it, right? Or what I'm, like emotions, the world. I don't know.
Like what your plans are for the future?
Yeah. Forward looking,
Catch up, a right now.
having laughs in the moment, new moments, new
Mhm.
laughs.
Yeah, a launch forward, a sync up. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna workshop that.
Should we take a
Uh,
listener question?
we'll be right back with a listener question. Okay, guys, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram at Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer it on the show. Matthew, take it away.
Okay, I think you're gonna like this one because it's like a hard question that I don't think we've asked in a while or discussed. Matt and Karo, I have friends I genuinely care about, but between work and kids, I barely have energy to maintain T.C.S. with even one person. Is the goal fewer friendships done well, or should I be trying to keep everyone alive socially?
Yeah. So we've got the classic quantity versus quality. which we've discussed. I think, I'm sure you would agree fewer friendships done well is where I would lean.
Yeah.
The long tail of friendship, the outer circle, the fringe friends are important and play an important role in a balanced dude pyramid.
Right.
But if you're spread too thin, I don't have any trouble with a friendship focus.
Right. Right. I mean, I think the answer is yes. The goal is fewer friendships done well, but I don't think they're mutually exclusive because the way they're phrasing it is a little, to me, needs a little adjusting, right? So the or part was, or should I be trying to keep everyone alive socially, right? So, you can put people in these tiers like what we're talking about. Those tiers don't need the same level of maintenance, right? We said our T.C.S. was about your close friends, not every friend.
That's true. We didn't to be fair, we never really specified, did we?
Yeah, I think early on we did, and the first time we mentioned it, it was like with your close friends, with your inner ring.
Yeah.
Because the closer your circle is, the more maintenance you should be giving it. So it should be tiered.
I mean, I also can't. I mean, unless this person is like, you don't have time for anything. I mean, like, everybody's got time for friendship. I think you got to make that time.
Right. Well, I was going to say this, Karo, you'll probably appreciate this because you probably have you probably just end every text chain that you're like, I don't feel this anymore. I definitely, like, in my short of time thing, I just don't respond to my outer text chains.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
No, I mean, it depends on the text chain or what's going on, but it's like, yeah, I mean, but that kind of triage, you're saving seconds. This guy's more talking like actual friendships.
But it says something if you don't want to answer that text chain, right? It says something about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if the text chain really jazzed you up, you'd be all over it.
Right.
Listen, I do get that. Like, I will get a friend, I'll text with a friend or something who's secondary to tertiary, but still a friend. And they're like, let's get together. And in my head, I'm like, I haven't seen Jeff
Right.
in 3 months.
Right.
Like, how can I possibly rationalize this?
Right.
Which is tough because, like, you can't say that.
No, I know. I did just get lunch with somebody in that, like, vast outer ring recently.
The fucking Milky Way.
And we had a good time, but it was also just because, like, I don't know, I didn't have anyone else on the calendar for that lunch.
Yeah. I mean, Matt, you could also just, get lunch by yourself.
Well, I'm saying I didn't want to turn him down. Yeah. I don't want to turn him down,
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you're saying, like, oh, well, if that random outer ring person texts you to have lunch, like, should you just not do that and then go call Jeff?
I mean, I guess we're describing like friendship opportunity cost. Like, it didn't really cost you anything because it's not like Jeff was around. Poor Jeff. Right. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to focus on the inner circle first. Again, I don't believe that you don't have time to see anybody. I mean, again, maybe you have kids or just had kids, or you're have a really demanding job. But I mean, I wonder if we should talk about methods to, optimize your time. I mean, first of all, you could invite multiple people over at once, have a party. I mean, that seems like a big lift.
Yeah.
Or get the crew together so you don't see everybody once, or so you can see everybody once.
Right. But I do think a lot of people struggle. That's why I think this is a good question, right? A lot of people struggle with, is it an either or? Like, can I have one? It's like a lot of people feel overwhelmed. This is what people feel. They go, look, I can't have the same social life I used to have. I could have one or two good friends, or I could, like, kind of keep everybody, on the burner, but not really close to me. And I can't do both.
Yeah. I think listen, you know what happens? The friendship is like the epidermis. It continuously sheds and regrows.
Okay.
So you focus on the most important parts, the inner part, the most sensitive parts, and then the outer part, some of it will shed away. And then honestly, some of your inner parts grows out and it just keeps
Yeah.
going on and on.
Look, it is ever changing. And we talked about seasons of friendship before, right? And if you're in a season where you are tight for time with kids and work and whatever, yeah, it's only natural to kind of close rank a little. What we don't want you to do is close rank and exclude any friends.
You know who's such a good, such an apex friend, just because I just saw her, is our friend Christina.
Yeah.
Just for our listeners, I've mentioned her before, she's one of the only people I've known longer than Matt. Christina, yep. First grade.
First graders.
Grade. She was with a friend the other day that I met who, okay, so Christina, you know, she's a cancer survivor. This woman who was great, she said she met Christina, this is like 2019, when she was doing chemo. Okay. So Christina was bald and going in treatment. Okay. And she made a new friend. I think they were like daughter friends. What's it called? Mom friends? Yeah.
Okay.
She goes, I rang the bell when she finished her treatment. That's how fast they went from complete strangers to ringing the bell. Bro, I don't know, within a year.
Yeah. Like, I mean, look, obviously it's a journey.
But I'm just saying, it's impressive.
It's amazing. But it shows you it doesn't take that much time if you really,
right.
You know,
like she's a doctor. She's got more friends than both of us combined, probably. Because she, what's the word? She prioritizes it.
Yeah.
And every time she's in the car, when you're in the car, are you usually podcast, music, calls, or calls?
A mix, depends on how much time I have.
Yeah. Christina, whenever she's in the car, she's talking to a friend.
That's great. That's a great use. That's a great use of the car ride.
Yeah.
Car rides are for friendship.
Car rides are for friendship. It's funny because my first thought is what work can I do?
In the car? What do you do in the car? What do you mean?
No, like make work calls.
Oh, work calls.
Yeah. I'm not typing while I'm driving.
Yeah, I was like, well, are you dictating? I could see you dictating a script notes thing.
Well, what I think, Matt, I think, whose habits can I unstack right now?
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what about this app? You heard about this app that's making all the scripts like for the agents to read them, listen to them?
Oh, that's been around for years.
Yeah. But there's a way to make sure that they are listening to it.
Oh, so it shows you whether they actually did it.
We got to get that.
Have you tried it?
No.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I've never listened to a script, but I would like to.
I'm not sure if I want to do that.
Yeah, it's hard for me to pay. Well, it's hard for me to pay attention regardless. I thought you were talking about, because there's that app now, Matt, for like really hot specs, that scripts that go out. It explodes. No. It doesn't literally explode, but it's a closed loop. You can't share it. You can't do whatever.
What's that?
You have to read it within 24 hours. I don't know. I'm sure.
Oh, how do we get on that?
I think the top, let's just say the top agents are using it. Can you imagine?
Hasn't trickled down to us yet.
No, if anyone says to a buyer, this Matt Ritter, this Aaron Karo script, it's a must read by Monday.
This script will explode in 48 hours.
Anyway, so I think I think we should also say high class problem. There's obviously people struggling to have any friends. So this guy doesn't feel he has time to talk to all of his friends. That's a good problem to have. It's still important. Like, I don't want you to think, well, I don't have time for this. So friendship is an important structure, part of your life. So you shouldn't get rid of everybody.
Right. And it's like, keeping everyone alive socially. That's the best thing about friendship, is like, you can always come back to somebody after a year and just be like, yeah, man, I had a crazy year, but been meaning to catch up. And like, let's go get lunch. And then you now revived it.
Listen, we could create a new, an emergency version of T.C.S. It's TTT. If there's something going on,
Text.
Text, or text or TCC. Yeah, the letter CC. Like if you can't see one or you're going through an L, whatever. But
DM.
Yeah, DM. That's funny too. But I think it remains. It's interesting, and we'll hear from our readers who have been using it. But like whenever I tell people about it, because men love systems, right? That's why we wrote the buddy system now on Audible. Like, I think it just gives comfort rather than like someone's looking at their calendar every week to see if they texted their friends.
Yes. I mean, do we answer this for the guy? I mean, I think the answer is yes. The goal is fewer friendships done well. That's the priority. It's not either or, but if you're going to put a gun to our heads and say which one's more important, yes, that you've locked down T.C.S. with a few close friends. And if you're doing that right, yeah, you should also, figure out ways to keep some of the outer rings active in some way. That's why text chains are great. Group chats are great. That's what those parties are good for too. Like Jesse and I went to a birthday party recently from an outer ring and we ran into a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And that was my way of keeping those friendships alive socially. These are not people that I even text.
Right. Man, I'm not looking forward to the birthday party circuit. The kids' birthday party circuit.
We go to, I mean, I don't know, they're actually like, they're not as they're not like, I don't know. Sometimes we split up. It's easy.
But that's your whole day. Like you can't do anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. But how many things do you want to do in a day?
What is there a certain call time for a kid's birthday? Depends
on the age around their nap time. So
you mean building it around their nap time?
Yeah. Right. So some of them are like 11 to 1. Some of them are after 3.
What are your kids' current nap times?
Brenner's not really napping at all.
Is that normal?
Yeah, people kind of pull the nap around 3. And Julie naps at like 10:30 and then at 2:30, 3.
Wow, two naps a day.
I'd kill for a nap.
Yeah. God, what a wonderful existence.
Kids? Oh, they have it the best.
2 naps, throwing raspberries wherever they want.
Brenner wakes up at 5:30, climbs on my face, starts doing that like I taught him how to go like so now he does it on my cheek at 5:30. He goes, I want to go to Larchmont. I'm like, just come on, give me a second.
There are no rules of when they can come into your room?
Yeah, I told him he can't come until morning.
Morning? I mean, that's a little vague.
5:30.
Yeah,
he pretty much knows he knows he can't come in before 5:30.
Yeah, I just remember Brian, like for Kobe, they like you said 6 a.m. So he had a little clock in his room.
Yeah,
he would wait.
Yeah, well, we tried that. We tried a lot of people try different things. There's like a sun and a moon and.
Oh yeah, that didn't work. I mean,
so now Brenner needs the door unlocked and open in his bedroom so he can come right out to us.
Well, I assume it wasn't locked before.
Well, it was locked, like adult door handle. He knows how to.
Got it. He's like a velociraptor.
Exactly. He learned.
Yeah. Oof. 5:30. Yeah. And
we're out the door. He's the first kid in Larchmont.
Yeah. All right. I think we answered that question. Guys.
Listen, revised TCS. Yeah. We revised TCS.
Well, we got TCC, TTT, and eventually, SSS. That will be the all right. Well, I think I'm going to do a double conclusion, which I've never done. That was asking for a friend. If you have a listener question, send us on Instagram. We'll answer on the show. Also, thank you for listening to the podcast. If you have any TCS advice, please let us know. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.